Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Magnum Videos. What you're looking at here is a barbecued chicken drumstick, and that's what this video is about. In this video I'm going to show you step by step how to create a delicious chicken drumstick on a gas grill, so stick around. Alright, the first stage is brining. Now this is basically nothing more than soaking the drumsticks in a saturated salt solution. In my case, I was feeding about a dozen people, so I bought 2 packages of drumsticks that each consisted of about 12 legs. Since I was doing so many, I used 2 quarts of water and a half a cup of salt. If you're only doing like a dozen or so, you can use 1 quart of water and 1/4 of a cup of salt. So you just mix the salt in the water. I threw in a couple of tablespoons of sugar just to sweeten it up a bit. Put it on the stove, heat it up, and make sure all the salt is dissolved. Once that's done, you set that aside and let it cool, because you don't want to put the chicken into the hot solution. So after that cools, and you can put some ice cubes in there if you want to speed up the process. I wash the drumsticks real good with water, put them in the salt solution, and let them sit for an hour or so. You can go 2 hours if you want to. Some videos say overnight. I don't think you need to do that, but I did mine for about an hour, a little over an hour. And you just put them in there and leave them, let them be, leave them on the counter, don't refrigerate them, because that will slow things down if you do. The purpose of the salt or the brine solution is to soften the muscles and to inject moisture into the chicken so that it retains its own moisture. So after that's done, the next step is the preparation. The second step in the process is the actual preparation before you put them on the grill. I used just a baking sheet that was big enough to hold all 24 chicken legs. I put some paper towels on the bottom of the baking sheet to absorb the water. Take the chicken legs out of the water, put them on the baking sheet, and let the water soak into the paper towels, and then pat the top so that the chicken is dry. You don't want it wet, because you don't want rubbery skin on the chicken drumsticks. So I patted that dry, and then I took the chicken rub and just sprinkled that on. You don't need to use any salt. You can put some pepper on if you want to, but I just sprinkled the chicken rub on there and got them all coated, turned them over, coated the other side, and they were ready to go on the grill. And that's what we're going to talk about next, how to set your grill up. Alright, what we're going to be using for these chicken drumsticks is known as an indirect heat method. And what that means is that we're not going to have any flame directly under the chicken legs. This is a 5-burner grill. We're not going to count that burner, that's the searing burner. But we're just going to figure these 4, and I'll explain to you the method I used, and you can calculate that into your grill and see how to do the same thing. I turned the 2 outside burners to medium and left the 2 inside burners off. I closed the lid and let the grill sit for about 10 minutes, and the temperature got up to about 380, 390. So I wanted it to be around 350 or 360, so I turned the outer burners down a little bit more toward the low setting and waited another 5 or 10 minutes, and it got down and hovered around 360 after it stabilized. That's perfect. Anything between 350 and 400 will work for you, but 360 worked great for me. When you open the lid, you lose about half of your temperature, so keep that in mind. I got the grill all ready to go. I put the chicken drumsticks on in the center under the two non-flame burners and let them cook. Close the lid and waited about 30 minutes. After that time, I checked the temperature again, made sure it was still okay. I turned them over and cooked another 30 minutes. After that, I turned the two outer burners down to low and moved the chicken drumsticks from the center to the side so that they were directly over the two outer burners. And that is what you need to do to crisp up the skin. I closed the lid and let them sit. You could do that with the lid open if you wanted to. Let them sit for about 5 minutes. Turn them over, put some barbecue sauce on, and let them go for about another 5 minutes. And at that point, you can put the barbecue sauce on at any point. I think I actually put it on when I put them on the side burners, and then turn them over and put them on the other side. So whatever floats your boat, however you want to do it. Anyway, that was the method I used, and to be perfectly honest, they came out absolutely delicious. They were moist, they were tender, and they tasted great. I got a lot of compliments on them from everyone that was here. So that's how I did it. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them down below, and let's go back to the final session here and see how they tasted. Alright, this is where we started, and it's pretty much where we're going to end it. So go ahead and zoom in, and we'll get a close-up on this chicken drumstick before I eat it. Alright, I'm going to give this a taste, and I know you wish you were me. I can't tell you how delicious this is. You have to try it yourself and see for yourself how wonderful it tastes. I'm going to have another bite. It doesn't get much better than that on barbecue. The 24 drumsticks I bought cost me about $8.60. That's pretty cheap. Cheaper than beef, cheaper than pork. So give it a try, see what you think. Leave a comment below if you like this video, subscribe. There's plenty more to come, and share it with your friends. So until I speak with you again, and even after that, you stay focused.